Okay,
Hello and welcome to the Ramcast. I'm your host Savannah with host Stan, Luther, Shauna, and then Golson's in the back being a creeper. And we have our lovely guest.
How you guys doing? Stephen McDaniel. It's been a while since I've been here, but it's great to be back. You guys have really advanced on what we set up in the beginning, and it is great to see the progress and the trophies of our efforts. It is amazing.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you just spoke about? Kind of the,
So back whenever I was here, the first year I was in this group, class, club, whatever you want to call it, none of this that we're talking to right now, none of this studio was set up. We had nothing in this room. We set it all up by hand. It took forever to get just the cameras set up, to wire all of the cameras correctly, to get it to go to the TV, to get the telecast prompter set up. And just getting everything set up took at least 3/4 of the year. And just trying to wire it through, we had to lay on the ground and make sure to wire each correct wire through. And we had to double check every wire before we did anything, because if we plugged it in wrong, we would not be able to find it. And we have so many things here and so many just pieces of equipment. Trying to learn everything in that first year was mind-blowing. It was a great time just getting to be with the guys and figure this all out.
So as, an alumni of MVTHS, what's it like kind of coming back and seeing, how much, the AV club has kind of grown?
It's great, honestly. Seeing so many guys and girls all just dedicated to this group and seeing the room come to life with everything you guys have set up is just beautiful. It really is nice seeing everything you guys have gotten together, set up, and it's touching getting to come back and see it all come to fruition.
So Stan, why don't you start us off with another question as well?
How many people were in the AV club when you started?
Now, do you want to know the class or the club?
The club.
Yeah.
The club, at first it was 3 of us, me, Casey White, you know quite well, and Charles Brooks. Those guys were my best buds for the majority of my high school career. And as we started getting it going, and we got Mr. Golson to sponsor us basically and lead us through it, it really started to grow. And I think we reached 15 to 20 people at one point, and they just slowly dropped off to about 10. But it was great. Just getting to have those people there and getting to show other people everything we have worked for was one of the greatest feelings I think I've ever had.
Also, go check out our Casey White interview. This is not self-promo, I promise.
I mean, it was a pretty good interview.
Yeah,
So-
it's a pretty good interview.
I
Recommended
took some notes.
watch.
I did take some notes from that.
And we do have some things to talk about from that interview.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Come
Yeah.
up, I'll make sure that gets addressed.
Yeah.
All right.
Get out of here.
But we have more questions about how AV Club started and et cetera, just like with this guy with my brother. Go check it out. So, Shauna, do you have another question?
Oh, I most definitely.
Oh,
have a
really?
question.
Oh, no.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so just put your mind in this perspective, okay?
Okay.
Oh, boy.
So if a tomato is a fruit,
Even better.
then that technically means ketchup is a smoothie. What is your opinion on that?
By the rules, it is a smoothie, but depending on the sugars and such added, it could also be a jam.
So, next year, that's going to be our goal.
Okay, this has truly changed my mindset.
It could be a jam depending on what is added.
So I guess next year, that's going to be our question. Instead of, is a hot dog a sub or a sandwich, next year, Sean is going to be asking about tomatoes being smoothies. And, ketchup being a smoothie.
Darn it, I'm
Well-
not gonna be here for that.
My mind
We'll
is
bring you
completely
back.
blank.
Don't worry.
Hey,
Alumni.
you're gonna be on our guest list for next year.
You'll be an alumni.
Good luck with that. I'm
Now-
gonna be living 3 hours away.
Oh, man.
So, you had brought up the hot dog question,
Oh,
and I
man.
see it on our teleprompter. What were your two options?
No,
Hold
hold
off on
It's-
that.
it's-
Okay, I'll hold off.
You don't have to
We have to
know.
wait.
I know
Okay.
you're an excited dog,
It's a
but
It's more of a survey
Wait, are we
than a
not gonna plug
question,
our
if you ask
sponsor
me.
either?
we'll do that in a minute, okay?
There's a
I know
sponsor.
you guys are really excited
sponsor.
dogs, but chill down a little bit. Chill down.
I don't know where your animals.
Hot dogs.
All right.
Bennett. Hot dogs.
All right. Next question. I want to hear
Okay,
it.
wait. I actually have one more. How do you pay taxes?
That's a good question. Hold on, I'm excited for this. I want to know.
I hate to say it,
Oh,
but
this is a tax season
I
special.
actually have them done for me, so I do not know.
It's a fraud.
You're a fraud.
I am not a fraud. I get them done.
this.
I have
Hold
them
it.
paid,
Why can't you
and
answer all of our questions about the universe?
I'm shocked.
so the older I get, the more I realize adulting is more just winging it than it is knowing what you're doing.
Can't.
We brought you in as an adult.
We can
to
take
talk
you out
about
as one.
taxes.
Everyone lies about how adulting is. Everyone's winging it. No one knows for sure what we're doing.
We brought you in as an adult. We can take you out as one.
Yeah? Probably.
I do that regularly.
Savannah, you have to go over the legal requirements. Legally, that wasn't a threat.
Legally.
Oh, yeah.
Legally, we're not taking him out of this world. I'm simply using my own mother's arguments against other people
Yeah,
in
we
my
haven't
life.
really done anything. There hasn't been any dark content in our show in a while.
Do you want
Yeah.
there to be?
No.
We don't talk about it.
Murder or anything.
We don't talk about those jokes.
So let's have a conversation about what we had before we came into the AV room.
Let's get back to.
yeah.
Do you have a serious question on the board?
Sid, do you have any serious questions?
What year were you when you started AV?
So the year I started, so if I graduated 2019, it would have been 2016. Crazy year. That was when I joined the class. The class had been going with Miss Heather Broviak. She was great. She taught me almost everything I know, and I still miss her. She was great, but she moved and went to teach at another school. But hopefully, if she sees this, I miss you. I don't know which camera's on, but I miss you. So
So, why did you and your group of buddies start AV Club originally?
well, originally there wasn't exactly a teacher that the school would allow to teach the class. So we decided, instead of letting all of this work that we had put in and just the money that the school had spent, we decided that we wanted to get a class together or a club together to be able to teach everybody and continue our work. And luckily, Mr. Golson stepped up to the plate and he helped us get this started and get it really on its feet. And it is great to see where he has led it, and I thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. I got really lucky just because I don't know where I even noticed AV Club from. I hope they can hear me back there. I got really lucky because I don't know where I even noticed AV Club, but I always wanted to be part of something like that. When I was in high school, one of my favorite things was helping the media class make movies, and we worked on VHS cassette tapes and stuff like that back in those days. And I always wanted to kind of make movies, make videos, be involved in that kind of stuff. So we will talk about Manic.
Oh no!
We will talk about that. before you get to leave. But I got really lucky because when I came in, Miss Edwards was your host or your sponsor for the club, but I kind of hung around until I think I got on her nerves enough where she left and let me take over.
Yeah,
And,
I think that's kind of what happened.
I got a chance to teach the class, so.
I still appreciate what she did and just allowing us to be able to even continue this. Even if she did end up leaving, I'm still glad for the opportunity she gave us.
Annoyance is the best way to deter people. That's why I am myself.
Yeah, it works. It works.
I think violence and angry looks is the best way to deter people. That's how I made it through middle school, with a lot of violence.
I didn't have to do any of that.
No violence, Luther. No violence. We've been working on this, right?
Yeah, I know, but
Hulk
you know that
smash.
counseling, that doesn't work.
Hulk smash.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Next
let's bring up
question.
this one. This is
so
a good one.
Shauna,
Up here.
bring up the next question. Why don't you?
It's the second one, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Blooper.
What did you like about your AV class?
All right. So I liked the people in it, and Miss Broviak, she was just great at getting the projects together. I remember we had like environmental awareness videos that we had made. Ethan, which I hadn't got to bring up yet, he made one of the best videos I had seen. If I could find it somewhere, I would show you. And then I remember we had music videos we had to make. We had short films we had to make, stop motion pictures. It was amazing how she did it and got us all addicted to the class and the people in it. So in the class itself, we had 6 in AV1 and 2 or 3 in AV2. So in AV1, I still remember, we had Casey, Charles, we had Ethan, Josiah, what's his name? Another guy that I just saw this weekend. I feel terrible for not being able to remember his name. And I think that's actually all we had in the first class. And then the second class, we had Hagen Schneider, who was a great leader for us because he knew most of what was going on. So he was able to give us tips and tricks that we didn't know about. And yeah, he was great, just leader. And if Ms. Broviak didn't know the answer, he knew the answer. It was great. And just having the creative freedom that we did was beautiful, and just getting to be able to put all the work into those and actually see your project come to fruition was amazing, even if not all of them were great. So yeah, I'd say that's what I liked most. Just the entire thing was beautiful.
So since we're talking about, Miss Broviak, my brother and all of his buddies who actually used to be in it still talk about her to this day, and they talk about all the things that she taught her, which is perfect for Teacher Appreciation Week, which is whenever we're filming this.
Speaking of which, I appreciate all of my teachers I had in high school. They all taught me things I still use, even if I didn't think I would. Looking back, I use a lot more of it than I thought I would.
Still use math?
Surprisingly, yes. Not some of the advanced stuff.
Even though
but
you don't pay your
math, I
taxes
do.
by yourself?
Now, okay. Now, I did not remember taxes. So that is
I'm
one
gonna
thing.
be honest, I learned taxes last year and I still don't remember.
Yeah. They're fun. They're fun things to have to deal with.
Fun.
Yeah.
Paying
Fun.
taxes isn't about math. Paying taxes is about inputting numbers into a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you probably use math in all kinds of you probably use math in all kinds of ways in your life you don't think about all the time. I know I've used it just in like all kinds of ways trying to figure out like things. You don't even think that they're math, but then later you realize, oh, I just did math.
I know one of those things.
What's the thing?
Whenever you're trying to do an art picture with a grid and you gotta go centimeter by centimeter and you're doubling it, so you gotta make everything 2 times it, so you're actually doing math.
So, one thing I realized recently about one job that I did use math on a daily basis, on a minute by minute basis actually, was I was a forklift driver loading semi trucks for about 2.5 years, recently left. And to load these semi-trailers, you had to do the math on how much weight was in your nose and your tail. You had to figure out how much weight you had up top, and you couldn't go over any of your limits. And then you had to figure out the best way to fill this trailer to its maximum capacity without breaking any rules, and figuring out just the best way to pack it so that it wouldn't be overweight or too light or not packed full enough. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I did use a lot of math on that, because if I didn't know how tall something was, I would have to measure it, and then I'd have to gauge on how tall I would need the beams that I could put them on. And it was honestly, looking back on it, I used a lot of math that I didn't realize.
So while we're still speaking about school, what's something that you learned that helped you on later in life, or something like just a general thing that helped you on later in life?
So recently I started a job as a correctional officer at the Jefferson County Jail, and dealing with all the tech and all of the computers and all of this has come together. Learning all the computer aspects of the jail has been a lot easier than I thought it would be, just because I'm very familiar with how tech works, and things that look complicated, but once you just really look at them, they're not that hard. Because with tech, it's just familiarizing yourself with what you're looking at. So
I also have one question. It's about Golson, and you can't speak about anything that happens from here on out, all right? This question pertains to mainly him.
oh no.
Oh gosh, okay.
Do you have any dirty laundry on Golson that you're gonna air?
Oh,
You better not.
I don't think I do.
All right, let me get my phone out so I can have it on.
I remember his thing that he would always do. Every time he would take his drone out, he would want to show us the video. No matter what happened in the video,
No matter how boring it was.
he would just fly it in a circle, looking at the skyline. And I just remember every time he wanted to show us, and I enjoyed it, but it was neat. But being the one watching the video was not great. I love that you love doing it, but the video, I did not like so much of the videos.
Maybe just one.
Okay. Okay.
Just one time was all you need to see the drone video.
Yeah. One time, seeing it the first time was really neat, getting to see the aspect if you had never seen it. But about the 5th or 6th video, you're starting to be like, he's taking these in the same spot. He's videoing these all in the same area, looking at the same stuff. And
Connor,
yep.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It was great to see you have a passion with cameras outside of this.
I have actually, since then, I have been to therapy.
Was that before or after you crashed your drone
And I've
in the
worked
field?
through some of my drone-related issues. I realized that I'm the only one who thinks that my drone videos are special, and that no one else needs or wants to see them. So
I'm sure there's a niche.
I need
A
to
niche
actually
group of
call
people.
a few thousand people and apologize
Oh my
for
gosh.
forcing them to watch 5, 10, 15-minute clips of me flying around in circles. Okay. Now that we've talked about drone videos, let's talk about Manic.
Oh no.
Eh.
Oh, all
Tell us
right.
about it.
It's the deep breath for me and the, oh boy.
Oh,
That-
Manic was the club's year project that we had worked on, and honestly, it did not turn out too great. I'm being honest, it did not turn out great, and So the point of the video or the short film was a group of hikers go out into the wilderness just to go hike, and the longer they're out there, the more people disappear without them knowing why. And throughout the film, you get glimpses of this black and orange creature with a almost jagged smile across its face. And towards the end of the movie, our main character, who was played by Charles Brooks, came face to face with the creature and just ran. He didn't stick around to look for his friends. He said, nope, I'm out of here. He saw this thing all around him and he just ran. He lost like 6 friends in the movie, and we just said, no, he's just gonna run.
Just so you know, for all the AV club members, if that happened to me, I would do the same thing because I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
That's a smart decision.
That's completely fair, honestly.
Yeah.
Just assume I'm dead.
I don't blame you.
You guys are all dead?
If we're all missing in the woods, we are dead or we are out.
Yes, exactly.
Imagine who takes us and we're just chilling.
I probably tripped and fell and
Exactly.
died anyway.
Like, if I message you after, well, you know I'm alive now, so
Exactly.
congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you got to a cabin. I didn't know. I'm not going to keep looking for you if there's something coming after me. Come on.
So
I'm clumsy. I probably tripped and fell off a cliff.
I would do the same.
That is actually my worst fear when hiking. You just summed that up in a nutshell. That is my worst fear while hiking.
I have a fear of heights.
I'll be at like on a staircase in Devil's Prop, and then just like.
And
Fun-
Devil's Prop was where the
fun fact,
that
it was
the-
filmed at Devil's Prop.
Okay, but you're skipping out some of the most interesting parts of the movie.
You know
Oh,
exactly
no.
why I'm skipping out on them.
Manic, he absorbed. Well, he didn't just take people, didn't he? Like absorb their personalities, or he absorbed their emotions. And
He was more of a demon that would absorb their emotions, but we didn't expand on that much. We didn't
Just
explain
said that those
much
people
of
were
that.
gone.
So
They
if I
just
remember
died.
right, this movie started off. It was for a film festival at Albany. They do like a scary video film festival in October or November. We started pretty close to the beginning of the year, and like there was at one point maybe 4 different scripts to the movie. It started bouncing around. Different people had different ideas, and if you didn't do, if there was no real director, because I was like at the time it wasn't really my project. I was just helping out,
Mm-hmm.
and you weren't really the director. And the thing I remember most about you is you were just like Mr. like awesome. You know what I mean? Like
Let's get it done.
you were like
Like
that's a great idea. Let's do it. You know, you didn't.
I
you
was a
always
yes
kept it
man.
Positive at everything.
So he was the yes guy.
I was a yes man.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying, Bennett. That's not what I was trying to say.
Well,
He
Yes,
says
man.
yes to everything.
From Mikey.
He's the yes guy.
Well,
He
he
said
just.
yes to everything, including
It was hard for him to say no.
But
He's like Yes Man from.
I was indeed a yes man.
Super
I
Mikey or
like
something like that.
almost every
we
idea.
learned why a director is really important. Somebody has to be the person who makes the final say about what's going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we started up this episode and we put Savannah in charge, and 14
That's it.
different people tried to start the episode different ways. Anyway, long story short, we learned a valuable lesson about organization and why there has to be one person in charge, and there really wasn't one person in charge of Manic, but you managed to get it done. And I remember, like, I saw Manic. There was like some really cool parts. The parts at Devil's Prop, there were some really cool parts, and then there was just lots of parts like that I helped film, where it's like, what does this even? None of this makes any sense because the story had changed 3 times. So anyway, it was an experience.
So Stan, do you have a question that's on the board
Or I'm not on
Well,
the board.
or not on the
Or
board?
anything.
Before we get to the next question, I remember my favorite part. One of my favorite scenes from Manic was getting to drag one of the guys through the woods by his ankles.
That was cool.
That was fun. Just getting to drag him like that. It was a
he
great
harmed?
scene.
Was it a one-handed drag or a two-handed drag?
I think it started as a one-handed, and I switched to a two-handed because it was really hard to drag him through the woods.
So my question is, did you guys have to put a disclaimer of no
Violence.
persons were harmed in the making of this video?
No, that was the only person you saw get taken away in the video.
So Shauna, is there one you see up there that you would like to take?
Is it time?
Well, I think there's another one below that.
Like
Before
the one
that.
below it.
It's got one track mind.
Oh.
We can do that in a second.
Okay.
I wanted somebody else to answer this question. Nobody did.
When's the remake coming out?
Oh,
What if we made the
Also,
remake?
when do we get to
You
watch
guys
the
could-
original?
Oh my god.
What if
that
we made
one's
the
a question
remake?
for Mr. Golson. I can send it to him if you want to see that monstrosity of a film.
Can we have a movie day?
Can we do like we put it up on the screen and we do like Mystery Science Theater 3000 where it's just the back of our heads watching it and we're like eating popcorn?
Yeah!
That'd be fun.
I want to remake this now.
I don't know if I have it. Like I
No,
look for it
I
the
can
other
I
day.
can find it. It's on my Google Drive, I
Like,
think.
I want to actually make a remake of this, like, you know,
Manic
Manic
2.
2.0!
Man,
There you go.
Back with a vengeance.
I can
Manic
probably
and
find the
Panic.
costume.
Yeah.
I can probably find the costume. It's still
Manic
there.
and Panic.
I remember we had to staple one of the thumbs shut to the costume because my thumb just shot out in one scene.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
I'm like holding it like this.
So we had to stop filming that day because you could just see my entire thumb because the whole thumb just split and it was just hanging there so you
Why
could
not
see my thumb.
Why not just put it in paint or something?
Because I would have to paint my actual thumb just
And?
completely black.
And
Yeah.
I have a marker that's
We
specifically
have
for
ink
that.
pens. That works.
Yes.
Give
but,
yourself a homemade tattoo.
It's washable.
I mean,
Exactly.
we could have done it then. But putting the staple in it was our quickest idea because we did have a stapler on hand, but we had to staple it every time we went out because it didn't hold up too well.
Oh my gosh.
So, real quick before we get off the topic of the movies, so my first year in AV, Mr. Golson, I never let see this because it is.
Okay.
It was a short film called Captain Disappointment. Have you've heard of this?
Oh,
Did
Casey.
you hear of this?
Casey loved this.
Casey
was
loved
like,
it?
Yeah, Casey was like, that was one of his favorites that he remembered.
So, the point of this movie was a guy, his name was Captain Disappointment. His superpower was being an extreme disappointment. So, he put out a Craigslist ad for a superhero class. He got one answer. He wanted his name to be Sparrow. He was a ripoff of Robin. He had a lisp. He talked funny. He was, well, thinking about it is great.
Hey, who played Captain Disappointment?
I did.
Okay.
Macy, did you hear that?
I,
Robin,
Oh,
Yeah.
DC.
Macy, you want to come out here and defend DC Comics real quick or anything?
This
I'll
has
defend it if you want.
so this was no shame on anything. Just so continuing with Captain Disappointment, the whole point he wanted to be a superhero was he wanted to beat up his stepdad. Because his stepdad just didn't want him to have friends.
So is it like Cinderella, bad stepmother vibes, or?
No, not that bad. His stepdad really just didn't want him out after dark, and he didn't like that, so he snuck out, and then we had a scene where we beat up his stepdad, and and then we
How old was he? Captain Disappointment.
Captain Disappointment was supposed to be late 30s.
Oh my God!
He lived-
That's just beating on the elderly at that point.
And he had to live at a kid's park. And because he couldn't afford his own home. And
You said disappointment. You really meant disappointment.
his power was being a disappointment. So after we had beat up his dad had ran off. So I had continued to train him, and we got a second hero who I do not remember what his name was, but all three of us went to go fight his stepdad again. He was the big bad of the movie, and
Why did I never get to see this?
because of some scenes that are not suitable for school and
So,
were definitely put in a school project.
So
If you were fine with one joke, it was Mike Tyson joke. But you can
Leave it
send
at that.
yeah, okay. I'll tell you the joke after. If anyone has questions about the joke, you can ask. You can message me anywhere if you know me. Just message me and I'll tell you the joke.
It sounds like how other people feel about the main character is actually the villain. Because
Basically.
he's just beating up his poor old dad.
Anti-hero.
Not
He
even
wasn't
an
even-
anti-hero.
Man.
He's just the main person who's evil.
okay.
He was just
This is about to be on Nickelodeon next
I
year.
hope not.
Nickelodeon.
I hope not.
All I'm gonna say
I would be sad if it was on Nickelodeon. I'd be like, "Are y'all good?"
I
Yeah,
would
look at him
I
there.
would allow my child to watch this just to laugh later whenever they try to reenact it.
No.
all I'm gonna say is I relate to having no friends. Golson.
I know what
Well-
this is. It's a reference.
Yeah.
It's a reference.
So
Should I explain?
No, don't explain.
So, the end of the movie, when we did go back and fight his dad, we all three lost. His dad had been lifting,
He's been lifting weights.
and he wasn't expect someone to kick him in the face from coming down the slide. So,
This sounds like if you didn't hear that the main character was 34, like in his late 30s, you would expect this to be like a bunch of 12-year-olds beating up on like this 30-year-old
Like
guy.
going through their emo phase. with
Yes!
their parents.
And they're like, "Oh, you don't understand it. My
That's the
Chemical
modern
Romance
day
is
Captain
art."
Disappointment.
it was...
Ironically.
Ironically.
It was a movie that I enjoyed it more than Manic. It was a comedic...
I hope so.
I would hope so.
Can I find this somewhere on the internet? Do you think?
I don't think
No,
so.
I can
No.
send it to Golson if he wants to show you guys.
I'd love to watch it. Yeah.
I would love to show you
I
guys.
never when you were
Here, hand him the mic.
Yeah, there's the mic. Mic trade
when
off.
you were here, Captain Disappointment. I never saw it, never heard of it, and then I've heard of it like 3 times now. It's been I don't know
Yeah.
2 years or something. Oh hey, before we move on, how did the pandemic treat you?
I did pretty good. I got sick once, and it wasn't even sick. I just my nose was stopped up. I got 2 weeks off of work, got paid for it, and work slowed down. So I was working same amount of hours, not doing much, because at that job. It was the trucking job I had told you about. We had gone from about 3 million pounds per night down to about 1.5.
Yeah.
1.5. So half the night we were doing nothing, but they wanted us there because people were coming from Chicago, from Detroit, Minneapolis. There were guys coming from all over, so they might not get there till about 3, 4 in the morning. So we had to be there to be able to switch those out for them so they could leave. But it didn't
Adult
affect.
stuff.
Yeah,
Adult stuff.
adult stuff. It didn't affect me too much, but
Good.
What class are you? Like what alumni class?
I was 2019 all day long.
You just got the cutoff. Right there at the cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think.
It's fine.
It's time.
Yes!
All right.
Drum on the table!
Are you prepared to share philosophy with us? It's very philosophical.
I need a marker for this.
philosophical
Oh,
collection.
okay. So,
Did you return the marker?
I missed it. Okay, hold on, let's do that.
okay.
Let's
So-
do
There
that.
you go.
Okay.
Did you bring the marker?
No.
So,
I don't have the
okay.
Somebody go
I
run
think
and
the
get
original marker is
Colson.
still at my house.
Colson!
I'll get a marker.
I'm about to buy a set of markers for this group.
So,
I'll accidentally steal those.
so for this argument, I see it's already on here. It's a taco.
Oh.
It is a taco. Because a hot dog bun is almost U-shaped. But if it's, so it's almost U or V-shaped.
Got it.
The taco is a U or V shape. So
I told you to take the cow.
so we're looking at this. Now, what would make a hot dog different from a sub? A sub is a sandwich that you can separate the pieces of bread. You don't want your bread separating on a hot dog.
That's the worst feeling imaginable.
Exactly. Your hot dog's going to fall through the bottom. With a sandwich, a sub sandwich, you can split the bread and have 2 pieces of bread. Now, with a taco, you don't want your bottom splitting. This is a
That
taco.
gets messy.
Exactly. It is
If
a
it's split,
taco.
You guys eat sandwiches with bread?
It is a taco.
So
What do you, okay, wait.
No,
what do you eat your sandwiches with then?
I just eat them. I don't use
You
bread.
have meat as the bun, cheese as the
I use
bun.
hamburger as my bun. You know, I'm
That is very messy.
so
I dislike bread.
So
Huh?
the,
If you dislike
the
bread.
original man who came up with taco is our lovely Mr. Mateka.
Mr. Mateka is the first person.
And the first thing he says is, it's a taco. Because I saw online that there was a, what was it? He saw online there was like a,
It's scientifically
yeah, a
classified.
scientifically classified table of, it is a taco.
Yeah.
And it just drove everybody bonkers. Specifically Casey. That's why she's on the board twice.
So now all of these people for the hot dog, they're not wanting to explain that the taco came before the hot dog, right? I'm hoping. I don't know the years, but we're just
let me look
throwing
it up.
meat in a tortilla, right? With a hot dog, that's processed meat getting put into I don't know exactly what it's put into, but
Probably bread.
a hot dog is not put into bread when it's being made.
Oh,
Like-
wait, no, you meant that. I thought you meant
No.
like what kind of bun it goes through. I was
No,
like,
no. But tacos are just meat, and then you can put cheese or whatever. But
Now-
all you need is meat in a
Now it
tortilla.
would come. Would you classify like sausage as a hot dog?
It's a completely different other meat.
Yeah, different. Well, hot dogs got a lot of different meats in it.
I'm meaning
but
the sausage shape.
sausage shape.
Like
Are you
the.
gonna use the
No,
word
Like-
sausages and hot dogs are different because you can have sausage patties, you can have sausage links,
Well, like sausage links. Cause like I think cause
because you don't get hot
sausage
dogs,
links.
You don't get hot dog patties, but
Like-
you can
like-
get sausage patties.
Think of like Italian. Like a lot of
Oh.
Italian meats are rolled up like that.
oh, we're getting information. Hot dog came first.
I would like to dispute Google on that one.
So,
Hot dogs
so
were made in 1484?
what? 1484. So the taco is actually
A
just
taco is a hot
no,
dog.
no. What I was gonna say is a taco is plagiarizing. How dare you?
No, I think a taco would just be a hot dog at that point.
Ta-
Because I
wait.
was going on the fact of a taco coming before a hot dog.
A taco. The first time a taco was made was in 1905.
What?
That's shockingly early. That is
Late.
shockingly early.
I want to plead. Is this first time made in America or first time made in a country in a Pacific area?
No, it makes sense for the hot dog to come in at that point because they were easy to eat. And if soldiers were out on the battlefield during the Civil War, then that would be easy to eat.
Reminds me of how Coca-Cola invented Santa.
Someone's
Yeah.
trying to call back there.
Yeah, we hear.
Not me. My
And
phone's right here.
That is probably
So-
My phone is
me.
on silent.
With
Well, you might want to run and go get it. Your
So-
refrigerator's running, sir.
tacos
Is it-
are hot dogs.
Is it me?
Oh, in the U.S. Okay.
So taco
Is
could
it
have
me?
come first.
Yeah. At least in
Oh,
the
well.
U.S.
Taco would be Mexico.
Yeah, it could have came first either way. Just depends on when they were made. But either way, with that information that we have, the taco is a hot dog. So a hot
Yes.
dog is its own thing.
Exactly.
I'm having a midlife crisis.
Shut up.
I don't
Hot
know
dog
what
is
to
a
do
hot
with my
dog.
life anymore.
Huh?
Hot dog is a hot dog.
Exactly. A
So-
taco.
Taco is also a hot
Well,
dog.
no, a taco's still a taco. just because of the meat difference, because the
Bennett's-
meat is set up different,
Bennett's argument is math is math.
basically.
It is. Math is math, and I'm
But-
not going to use half of what I'm learning.
It has been,
98% of what you learn is a waste.
why is there a brick?
We're getting
So, everybody,
Wait, hold on. You want to know
Why
what
is
has
there a
nothing
brick?
to do with hot dogs, but I'm going to present this anyway? Brick.
don't turn these sides.
Yeah.
It's our sponsor.
It's our sponsor here. If you
The
love
brick?
hot dogs,
Yes.
you're going to love Brick. It has so many good nutrients and minerals in it to eat just for your body.
Like granite?
Like poison, probably.
There's a lot.
I like the brick.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah, there's also, wait, hold on. Is this the side? Oh, there's the side
I
with
was
the
about to say,
banana
which one
guts.
has a banana? Yeah, there it is.
banana guts.
Yes,
It was
I-
for a video Sean
Bennett's
made.
got the banana guts on screen. Right?
Okay.
Ah!
So if I show you guys Captain Disappointment, I want to see the banana guts.
I got
Yes.
it. I got it.
You're
All right.
welcome.
All right.
We scored it, everybody. We're done here.
We'll show
Hey,
you
hey,
some
thank-
good commercial.
Thank everybody. Thank everybody.
I know. I was
Don't
doing
forget to thank our tech guy.
I was doing a joke.
Okay.
I was
Alright.
like, all right, we got
Close
it.
it out.
The video.
We gotta thank Bennett.
Yeah,
So-
and we gotta thank Macy, specifically
Gotta thank
Macy
Macy. Gotta thank
Strothman
Jade.
We
and
have to
Jade,
thank
and we gotta thank everybody. You know, we gotta think
Yeah.
by name before they come in here and beat me up.
So
So, this has been the Ramcast with your host Luther, who ran out because of a phone call. It's over there. With our other hosts, Stan and Shauna. And then your lovely main host, me, with our guest.
hey, I would like to thank everybody for having me on, and I told them I would do this. I'd like to give a shout out to my boys on TSL. I have told them to come watch, so you will
Oh,
be
no.
getting about possibly 200 more views.
Oh my gosh.
So
And I also would like to thank Bennett Imes. He's our tech boy who does the cameras. I would like to thank Macy Strothman for, being awesome. And then we have Jade back there who I can't remember his name right now, but if I could, I would call you out. You're awesome. You're both great. Love you. Platonically. Love y'all. Hate you, Bennett, but that's just because you're like a brother to me.
I second that, Savannah.
Yeah, you're like a brother to me. I say that to my brothers because I love them.
Oh, I say it to my siblings regardless.
Yeah. So, this has been the Ramcast. Woo!